Hi, everybody. Hi. How's everybody doing today?
Hello. Come on in.
It's making me rotate to the place. I need it like this.
Come on in. Good evening.
Good evening. You can come in at Mindfulness with Mona, Mina, and Caren because my phone don't want us to do all three of us at the same time. I gotta keep doing this. See? So
Come on in.
Hey
Come
Lisa.
join.
How y'all doing?
Hey, babe. Hey, baby.
How y'all doing?
Hey. Could see it over there popping up.
I gotta keep doing this, but my phone do not want us to go
Hey, everybody.
like this.
Hi. What up?
Sucks.
Come on in. Listen to a little bit of jazz.
Feel good about stuff.
Hey, everyone.
Y'all like my Batman?
Okay, what's the blue dot?
Mommy joined. Hey, Mommy.
Hi, Mom.
Tell your sister to join.
Come on in. Let me see your cup page. Here, the top page. Come on in, everyone. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Mindfulness with Mona, Mina, and Caren. Come on
How
in.
y'all doing?
Hey, how you? Ooh.
Hey, Mommy. We know it's you. You wrote your name came up. There you go.
Everybody ready for Labor Day weekend?
Hey, Simone.
Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend. Go out there and be safe, but have fun.
You can join us at Mindfulness with Mona, Mina, and Caren because my camera just wants to talk to me. It only likes me. But I got to keep doing this.
Good evening, everybody. Hello. Hey, Lisa.
It's your turn.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. That's good.
Hey.
Welcome. Thanks for joining in this evening.
Hi.
So you're gonna see me waving at a whole bunch of stuff. I have so many options.
Yeah, we got a bunch of cameras going on.
Yes.
Just see which one works the best.
Exactly. But we're here today with Mindfulness with Mona.
Mina.
Caren.
Hey, good evening.
We're back in Jersey.
We hope y'all had a good evening today, a wonderful day. And so before we start, we're going to do our breathing exercise.
Let's go.
Okay, well, today, my turn. So what we're going to do today is we're all going to sit back, wherever you at. Just take a minute.
Straight.
If you're in the car, pull over. If you're in the house, sit down. If you're in church, thank you, Jesus. Wherever you at, we're going to do a little breathing exercise. Well, my breathing technique is I think of something in my head. I can think of a circle. No, I can think of a square. I could think of a rectangle. I could think of, as long as I have my points.
Okay.
So I'm going to think of a box.
Okay.
And each of my box has 4 corners in a box. And as you go up to a corner, it's a line. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the 4 corners of the box. So first thing we're going to do is breathe in. Go up the line. Breathe out. Breathe in. Go across the line. Breathe out. Breathe in. Go down the line. Breathe out. Breathe in. Go across the line. Breathe out. And as you're doing this, in your mind, you're thinking, we're going to breathe in good energy. Blow out bad energy. Breathe in good energy. Blow out bad energy. Shake your head. Relax your arms. I hope that was good for you this evening. So today's topic is mental illness hereditary? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to talk a little bit. Karen is going to start off this evening with some stuff she had researched.
Just a few things. Each year, nearly 1 in 5 American adults experiences a mental illness, with half of all lifetime cases beginning by age 14 and 75% developing by 24. According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, all of those and those who have known family history of mental health issues may make one think, what are my chances of developing a condition?
Okay.
Here's what you should know about genetics and other factors when it comes to mental health. There's no specific gene for mental health, but you can be predisposed the same way as alcoholism, the same way you can be for alcoholism. I'm
Explain.
sorry.
Yeah, just explain it. Yeah, just explain.
Which means if you have a family history of a particular mental illness, it doesn't guarantee that you're experiencing the same issue, but you can be predisposed to it. Meaning, if you have certain issues going on in your life, you may experience the same events, the same emotions, the same condition. I'll give you an example. On my mother's side of the family is bipolar manic depression. Now, I was telling the girls, it started with an aunt years ago. She was supposed to be the first one diagnosed with bipolar disorder, but come to find out, she was walking across the street and her daughter was hit by a car while holding her hand and died. So did this aunt necessarily have bipolar disorder, or did she have a psychotic breakdown and just didn't recover? But considering the rest of the family on my mother's side, her niece, her other aunts had bipolar disorder, it was just naturally assumed that it's hereditary, but not necessarily. Different things can occur other than your family history. But just like I said before, you can be predisposed to it the same way you can for alcoholism. Like if you have an alcoholic parent, 9 times out of 10, you may become an alcoholic. You don't have to become one. You're just more likely to become. You're not guaranteed to become.
Do you mean by mimicking behaviors?
Mimicking behaviors and also acting the same way. Like for me and my family, my sister and I, we saw signs of sadness amongst ourselves. We knew our history. So because of the history, we went and got help. We went to therapy. We went and took a pill every now and then. My sister doesn't even take anything now, but it's just the point. When you know your potential or you know your history, you don't have to repeat it.
Well, I'm asking if you're saying that mental health you can be predisposed to it, meaning that can now become a problem for you. Are you saying because if I watch my mother constantly drink, that it's not, and be an alcoholic, because there's nothing wrong with social drinking, but if I watch my mother be an alcoholic, I'm not talking about you, mommy, but if I watch my mother be an alcoholic, now it's not abnormal for me to think that it's okay to have a drink every 5 minutes. That's what are you saying?
Right.
That?
But the abuse of the alcohol, like alcoholism, is the condition that you are predisposed to, which means you all understand. hopefully you all understand what I mean by being predisposed to.
No, you explained it well.
No, you
explained it well.
Okay.
Well, I have a question. Earthy says, I hope not. My baby sister is schizophrenic with bipolar tendencies. And then she says she's been hospitalized for about 3 years now, maybe longer. My son is the only bipolar child from my side of the family.
I think that's why she meant that you can be predisposed doesn't mean it's necessarily hereditary.
Right. It doesn't have to be hereditary.
Yeah, it doesn't have to
It's
be.
not an automatic. Just because your sister is in your family doesn't mean it's automatic. Same way with any condition, diabetes, alcoholism. You're not always guaranteed. It's just a gene that is common amongst your family members, but it's no guarantee that you'll be diagnosed with the same condition.
Understood. I think a lot of times it's also what you're taught. Just because you see it doesn't mean that you're taught that it's okay.
Right, and you don't have to fear because your baby sister has that issue. It's just for you to be aware. Like, knowing your history keeps you from repeating it also.
Yes, Eric, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not saying it is hereditary. The question was it hereditary?
Right.
And yeah, you can of course become an alcoholic, or you can have mental illness all on your own. Oftentimes it has nothing to do with your lineage at all. Like I'm diabetic. My mother's not diabetic. Okay, my father didn't become diabetic until he got really, really sick. My aunt was diabetic, and she's my grandmother's sister. So it's not like, I don't think that it was a gene that made me diabetic. I think this was something that I personally got that had absolutely nothing to do with any of my other family members. So you're right, Eric.
Right. We've also found that your environment plays an important role. What scientists do know definitively is that environmental factors play a significant role in the development of mental illness conditions, which include everything from stress, poor nutrition, to substance abuse, death, divorce, neglect, and family life.
I agree. I mean, wholeheartedly, I agree. Mental health issues, and just piggybacking on what you're saying, it says these include everything from stress, poor nutrition, abuse, substance abuse, death, divorce, neglect, and family life. Okay.
Things like triggers.
Yeah. That was where I was going to go with that. You're absolutely right. But a lot of it comes from the way we treat our bodies. If your body is a temple to you, okay, if you take care of your body in all aspects, stress, you make sure that you reduce this. The love in your life is your best friend, not your enemy, because that often becomes a problem. That's what ends in divorce. The way you eat, the way you speak with your family, the way that you, like, have you had a situation in which you didn't want to go home? Just before I got divorced, I would sit in my car for hours. I would not go in my house. I would just sit in my car. So yeah, it absolutely. I'm sorry. I just had to say that.
Certain things
just got emotional.
Trigger what you've already been dealing with. Like say my mother's history, her family history of bipolar individuals. She didn't really express any symptoms until she had a 24-hour period of no sleep. So she wasn't sleeping for hours on end, and then it just broke. So she was already under a stressful issue, and then the no sleep just triggered a manic episode for her. So she wasn't always manic depressive, but the lack of sleep she experienced exposed her to it. The same with like physical conditions, like lupus is supposed to be hereditary, but I'm the only one on my side that has been diagnosed with lupus. I have a distant cousin somewhere along the line that has it as well, but we didn't grow up together. But I didn't start exhibiting conditions until I love the sun. I like to peel my skin after I get burned, which is no good for lupus. It wasn't until I went to college and I stayed in the sun in the band forever and ever and had a bath therapy, and that's when I was diagnosed with the lupus. So if you can be predisposed, but then certain environmental conditions can trigger it.
Agree.
Yeah,
Agree.
I agree. Just like she said, if everybody, whoever didn't know, but I got diagnosed with cancer, you know, like anybody know me, my mom passed when I was young. I didn't know my father. He's not living either. So I didn't grow up knowing his side of the family. So I can't say what they side was going through or what they had or anything like that, because I don't know that side of the family. Even with my mom side of the family, I was young when my mom passed. So anything that I've known that any of my family, I'm just learning. So even when I got diagnosed with cancer, it was like, I didn't know how to take it. You understand? So if they said, you know, it's a gene that runs in your family, and then my only thing I was saying, not wishing this on anybody, I was just like, but why me? You know? So it's like you sit there and go, well, if my mom is an alcoholic and my dad is an alcoholic, I wouldn't know that. So that's probably why I'm drinking. Even though my mom drank, but I'm not going to be like that. Or my father did it, I'm not going to do that. But I am going to do it because, you know, people use that as excuses too sometimes.
Agreed.
You know?
Agreed. Or they do the, I'm not as bad.
Mm-hmm.
I might drink, but I'm not using coke. Or I might drink, but I'm not shooting dope. Or I might smoke weed. So trust me, I don't have a problem with anybody smokes weed. But it's always the lesser. I'm not as bad, or I only drink on the weekends, or I only this. And you know, if you have a social drink, that's your business. I mean, that's, you know, whatever calms you down. But we're talking about the actual extreme of it. So please understand, we're not talking about social anything. Just, well, I mean, I guess there's social coke use too, but I mean, be careful. You know, I don't know. But what she's going to finish talking about is not the environment. What is the next piece to that?
Oh, just.
If anybody, I'm sorry, I'm eating ice. I'm hot. Don't mind me. Menopause.
Chronic stress and biological.
But if anybody want to call in and would like to talk, and we are, the number is 908-360-5434, and it's down below in the description.
This show actually is about you and the things that you go through, and whether or not you believe that it's hereditary, or if you have proof that it's not. We would love for you to call in and give us your opinion, or even type it into the message. I mean, the comments. We would just love to hear from you.
Yes, please.
Go ahead, finish up.
Well, I'm pretty much, that's all. Out of all of that, you know, I took the best things.
You have anything?
You took the best things. Finish saying
The best things I had out of these 3 pages.
And these are things that she had researched online. Everything we do, we make sure we research it so we could come back with you with some, because we're not doctors. We just letting you know. We're just letting you know what we've been going through with our illness, and we just want, if you out there and you didn't have nobody to talk to or reach out, that maybe that we can help you. We have a caller coming in right now. Sorry, hold on. Hello. Hello.
You tell me it's a telemarketer.
We got a telemarketer.
Hi, hold on, okay? Let me try to get you on our speaker, okay? All right, hold on, please. We have a caller, but while we waiting to get her on speaker, to Mina.
This one.
Yeah, this one right here. I think a lot of times we have a problem with mental health illness or mental health is because of the stigmas that go with it, like the power of it. Oh, we can hear us in double. I won't talk. The power that it has over you, not the power of. Mental health stigmas are being afraid of what people may think or say about you. We think because we are professionals, head of households, friends, spouses, that we can't also have mental health issues. Fear of being saw as unfit to do our jobs or our tasks. Stigmas of people with mental illness who commit suicide, that, oh, this person is on the edge, so most likely they might We have to watch them. They assume that you have panic attacks in the middle of important situations, or that you're an introvert and have a problem talking to people or even leaving your home. Maybe that you have manic episodes that can't be controlled, or that you make life difficult for everybody else, or that you're overly eccentric, or even so much as just indecisive. Those things are not just what happens with mental health. Some of these things are just people who are having a bad day. You know, with mental health issues, oftentimes they're very quiet. Very quiet. It has absolutely no face whatsoever. It's the face. All of these faces are people who struggle with mental health issues. And that's just what I want to say. So who do we have?
Hello?
Hello, caller.
1 second.
Do.
1 second. Hold on, please.
Well, we got to keep talking while we wait for the music. The caller. Why can't we just put her on speaker?
Maybe
See if we can just hear her.
you.
Yeah. Sorry for the delay. We are technically not inclined. And because our producer got a good job, she didn't come back. So anybody want to be a producer, we're here every Thursday. Come on in. We would love to have a producer who can actually keep us in line, keep us on task, and possibly figure out what it is that we're supposed to be saying the day we're supposed to be saying it. Sorry. And, instead of saying
I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
Stop. You're not sorry.
Oh no. Sorry, not sorry. I like that song.
Exactly.
No, I wanted to say about families.
Oh wait, Earthy had something to say. Earthy said, yes, my father was a heroin addict. His addiction killed my mother 4 years later. Yes, mental health illness in families is hard. I think that helped my sister have her first mental break at 19, and losing my mother made her fall further out of her mind.
Right.
That would make sense. That would actually make sense.
Exactly, a perfect example.
We're trying to welcome the person to the
triggers.
show, but we're having a hard time. Sorry. I promise you she's coming.
That further proves our point about triggers. You may be predisposed, but then there's certain things in your life that trigger what you've already been predisposed to.
Can we just do speaker?
Yeah. Keep trying to get on here.
No, just a regular speaker. And we'll just, if they can't hear what she's saying, we'll just repeat it. Sorry, technical difficulties. Again. My bad. Karen, we're going to let you sing some music, some elevator music,
wait.
Karen.
After I ate a whole cake, I decided to go to therapy my own self and figure out what my problem was and why I wasn't using such poor coping skills to deal with what I was going through. And my mom, who was diagnosed with being bipolar, who wasn't going to therapy, wasn't taking her medicine, she's always asked me, oh, well, you sound so good. You seem to be managing your issues much better. So, well, I only been telling you to go to therapy and take a pill. But she gets, she's 73 now, but back then, I guess she was 50s. Children, it's hard to accept information or advice from your child. And that's exactly where she was. I was only telling her, Mom, you need to talk to somebody. Find a group. Find somebody to talk to. Take a pill, because these conditions are things that you can live with and function with fine, just like any other physical condition. Diabetes, cancer. Cancer is rough, but I'm just saying there's many conditions that are very much manageable. And, that's what medicine and therapy is for, to help you get through.
And herbs.
You don't have to let these things rule your life or define you. You can get help and control and have them control you. So she said to me, well, what do you take? And I told her what I took. She was like, oh, well, let me see about that. And I could only tell her, your stuff is a little extra, because she, manic depression is a serious thing because you can go from highs and lows. And I was hoping to encourage her. She started for a little while, but then all of a sudden, oh, I'm good. I don't have it. My doctor said I don't have it. What you mean? Your doctor said you don't have it no more. No.
Bipolarism goes away?
No, it doesn't. They just ask you questions about how you're feeling. You can say, fine, I'm good. That doesn't mean you don't have it anymore. It's something you have to maintain just like regular health. So that you're not finding yourself on ledges out in the snow with no coat on.
Hello.
How you doing?
Okay, we've got our caller. Just give us a moment. I hope
Welcome, caller.
we've been helpful to you thus far.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
All right. This is Weathers.
Hi, Mrs. Weathers. How are you?
Oh, I'm
Welcome
fine.
to our show with Mindfulness with Mona, Mina, and Karen. We're glad that you called in.
Yes. Hi.
Thank you.
Sorry for the technical difficulty.
Now, how may we help you
I'm
today?
fine, dearest.
Okay.
What was your
question?
What, Mike? I don't have a question as much as a comment.
Okay.
And a question. Well, the question was. Yes.
We're listening.
My question is, can this be familial mental illness? Familial meaning in the same, not much hereditary, but learned from the family interaction.
Yeah, based on predisposition. Yes.
Okay.
I had to go away from the.
Move away from your speaker because
When
we're
you-
getting feedback.
Yeah, you're watching the show at the same time.
And then my other phone off because
that's what we.
going and everything.
Yeah.
We were saying that too.
Yeah.
Well, it's been for me personally, my experience with.
I can't watch the show and talk.
Just move your phone away from you.
Yeah.
That's it. Just move your show away from you. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go in the kitchen and the phone is in the
That's good.
Very
Because
specifically.
we hear the show and we hear you, so we can't really.
Good job. Good job, mommy.
But
Good
as
job.
far as it being in the family,
with I have a panic attack,
Anxiety
anxiety and borderline whatever she said it was. I think that a lot of it was due to traumatic experiences from childhood.
Of
absolutely.
course.
You know, sexual things and the anger from parent to parent and all that. It's deep-seated. It can't be pinpointed. It happened because of this, so that. It's deep-seated. Most folks, period. Let me not say black folks. Most folks, period, that have mental illness is due to childhood childhood scenario.
Interaction, right.
Childhood,
Well, you got to move away from your phone.
Say again?
Okay, now we can hear you. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so they would have to address those childhood problems first, dig down deep and find out what happened then and how were you treated that way and who did what to you or whatever, and then start to tear it apart like I'm taking cabbage apart, leaf by leaf, until they get to the root. And once the root is established, then they can begin to start to help them heal and learn how to deal with life on life terms now. And so for a long time, so I'm 66, and for a long time, I've been stuck in that dilemma of not being able to see the cabbage pulled apart and find out how to stop the pain and how to learn to live on life terms now as an adult,
Yes,
So
absolutely. Absolutely. And you started off by saying black folk, but honestly, that's really all we can speak about because that's what our experience has been with And mine experience has been the same. Black folk, everything is such a secret. Nobody wants to talk.
Yes.
Everybody always has that family secret. And you say
Yes,
you're
and there's
66.
something-
My mother, when in her 60s, her granddaughter took her to therapy, and my mother brought up, like you said, history and how hurt she was back in the day, and the therapist straight told her, you at somehow you're old enough now, you just, if you don't know the root of something, you gotta let it go, you gotta get over it. It's
Right.
such a hard thing to say, but it's the truth.
It might not be associated even in your early adult years, later adult years, the problem, until something traumatic happens, like with your sister, I think you said, and she was holding on to the baby, and the baby died from getting hit by the car.
Yeah.
Like my son, he got hit by a car and was rendered brain dead. Now, I, being a nurse, couldn't think of one thing to do, first aid wise, to save my baby or to help save him. And I knew that reverse Trendelenburg would bring the brain stem away from the foramen magnum to herniate, and he would die. But okay, I'm getting a little deep and it hurts. So.
Well, no, you exactly. You were just stuck. You got stuck.
What I'm trying to say, right?
What she said was, is you got stuck. You got stuck in that one situation. You got stuck in that one hurt, and it was too hard to bring yourself out of it. Maybe because you didn't want to deal with what happens when you have to heal, which is sometimes forgiving and forgetting.
And not only that, maybe not knowing how to heal.
Exactly.
Put your finger on it doesn't necessarily mean that you can help yourself to heal. Because I mean, it takes a little bit more than just me to fix me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It wasn't just you to break you, so it couldn't just be you to fix you.
And
exactly. God bless you, right?
And honey, this is exactly why we decided to do the podcast.
All right, thank you so much for calling in. We
love
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you,
Thank you,
honey.
Mama.
God bless you
you
too.
too.
But as the
Wait, before you go.
said before, this is why we're doing this.
I
Because
love you too.
She can't hear us.
You're welcome, baby.
All right, mommy, love you.
all right, because she said you don't know how to help. But our main focus for the podcast is to steer people in the direction of calling, getting help, seeking help. You might not know what's wrong, but if you go to somebody and say, I don't know what's wrong, that's a start.
Absolutely.
You have to start somewhere.
Or even identifying that there is a problem.
Same with alcoholism. The first step is identifying the problem.
Exactly.
That you have a problem.
Exactly. Or that you can't do it alone. I'm not saying that everybody has to go to a mental health facility. It's not for everybody, but there's groups that you can talk to. There's somebody that you can talk to.
Listen to
you. Exactly. There's always going to be somebody to listen. And if you don't have somebody to listen, we'll listen. We'll listen. Because I've been in a situation where I wasn't listened to. I've been there. I've been in the situation where I didn't realize I had a problem. I've been in a situation where I felt like I was the only person in the world and I had no resources, none whatsoever. And this is a blatant lie. This is a lie because mental health tells you it's a quiet voice. It's never a loud screaming voice. It's a quiet voice that says nobody cares. And it's real, it's distinct, but it's quiet. So if you're having a quiet voice, if you have somebody who's talking to you in your ear, and I'm not talking about schizophrenia, I'm talking about your own voice because it's your own voice. It's your conscious. When that conscious starts to tell you it's not going to be okay, that's when you need to go get help.
And also, there's more hotlines than just a suicide hotline. In the state of New Jersey, there is such a thing as called a warm line, which is someone who will, as a person on a 1-800 number, that'll just listen to you talk. They'll just listen to you talk and will guide you to the next steps, maybe to some local services, but there's always someone to talk to. Our key goal is to just get you to open up and talk and not hold stuff in.
Aisha said, I'm now learning at 49 years old that it is okay for you to be happy. Abso-freaking-lutely. Absolutely. The scary part is that we think that because we're taking care of this or working or doing this and that, then our happiness comes on the back burner. But believe it or not, I don't know about reincarnation. I pray to God that it's true, but you have one life right now. You know about this one right now. So make it the best that you can with the resources that you have. And if you don't have resources, get some. It said, Eric says, because a spouse can catch the disease. Can a spouse catch the disease of mental health? What, Eric? You mean, can you drive somebody crazy? Huh? Eric? I think so.
It's not a
It's not It's not a
It's not a disease.
It's not a STD.
Exactly.
You're
You
not
can't
saying-
use prophylactics to not catch crazy. Anyway, Eric. Anyway.
That was a good one.
It is.
Great
Eric
job,
tried to make me laugh. What we were talking about is not just about being hereditary, but the identifying it. Identification. Yeah. Identification of, okay, so my family member has these mental health issues and I've seen them my entire life. Now I'm starting to feel a little bit of what I saw in them. What do I do? What do I do? Do we continue to look at the man that's on the corner and just think, oh, he's crazy. He went crazy. That's what crazy looks like. Or do I say, I know my uncle couldn't deal with a bunch of people in the house, so he would go out on the porch because he couldn't deal with it. And I'm starting to feel that same way when too many people are here. What do I do? That's what this is about. What do I do when I identify that I have a problem? Doesn't mean it's hereditary. It was just trying to ask a question. That's what we were trying to do, is ask a question. Yes. So, Mona.
Well, yes,
Change in diet. Zaire said change in diet. I know that he follows the Dr. Sebi. I don't mean to put your business out there, but he follows the Dr. Sebi diet. So if anybody's interested in the Dr. Sebi diet, they have a website called Dr. Sebi Alkaline Living. I think I said it right. If not, please type in what I was supposed to say. Most disease start in the colon because of bacteria. Explain. We're waiting for him to explain. He said most diseases start in the colon.
I didn't understand that one.
You understand?
No,
You
I
don't
don't
understand?
understand.
Well, I guess bacteria. We don't dispel waste because we eat things that don't leave our colon. He said, Dr. Sebi, alkaline living, electric alkaline living. You can actually look it up. There's a website here on Facebook. There's also one on Instagram, and of course, there's a website in the wild world web. And he said acidic foods. So explain acidic foods. Foods that don't align with our colons? I'm going to go with that. He said our bodies are electric or alkaline. Okay. Explain. Bodies are electric or alkaline.
What's that guy who's talking about that?
Acidic foods and products. His name is Zaire. Dr. Sebi passed away not too long ago, but they have a website and they have a diet. Well, not a diet, a live it. It's a way of life. And it's a way of eating and aligning your body. It says our natural biochemical makeup. Okay. We're reading and it's going a little slower, so I apologize if there's a pause.
We're just trying to find out what he meant about
most of the diseases starting in our colon.
Love is like a big merry-go-round.
We have a music interval.
Starts in the colon. I mean, everything starts with the body.
It says we eat foods that came from. Oh, okay. So they eat foods that come from the planet. Actually, we go to a nutritionist now, and she says eat the earth. You eat the earth, which means do not eat food that was produced in any way, shape, or form. We eat foods that are for our bodies, not hybrid foods, just foods that are really from the earth, originally from the planet. If you want to find out about the Dr. Sebi diet and cleaning your colon and cleaning your blood system out and cleaning cleaning your soul, actually, because to that kind of dedication will clean everything in you, including your mind. So, Dr. Sebi's Electric Alkaline Living. It's a website on Facebook, Instagram. I believe they have a Snapchat. I'm not sure. I do know on the Wild World Web you can find Dr. Sebi and his Live It. I don't want to call it a diet because it's a way of living.
With a B or a B?
It's Sebi, Sebi, Sebi.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, my in-laws had a family friend, Anthony Squires from Barbados, was a naturalist doctor who said that lupus came from acid in the blood. And he said in other countries, the first thing they do when someone's diagnosed with lupus is give them a blood transfusion, which is, they try to clean their blood to relieve them of the lupus. But I just wanted to agree with Zaire about the problems stemming from the body, the colon, and, the blood.
He also went on to say that, however, not all foods that grow from the earth are natural. So basically, what we eat controls our thoughts. Indeed. Oh, we have another caller. Okay.
Go ahead, speak, man.
Okay. What I was saying was this, and I agree with Zaire wholeheartedly. You've heard the doctors say that we have 10 pounds of undigested food in our colon, or maybe not 10 pounds, but a lot of undigested food that's just clogging up our colon. And it's causing cancer because it's not supposed to be in there that long. And another thing, the animal flesh, we're not supposed to eat animal flesh because it's flesh rubbing on flesh. We're flesh inside. And this animal flesh, and we're trying to digest this flesh. So that's not working. So that's a carcinogenic sort of a thing. Cow's milk.
Zaire said you're correct.
Baby cows to drink. Mother's milk was meant for humans. That sort of thing can throw off the normal flora in our bellies. We have a normal bacteria in our belly that's supposed to be there, and it helps us to digest and keep things in a homeostasis, a steady state. We throw it off by eating all the unnatural things. Why don't they grow with seed? Now you notice there's seedless.
She said the same thing, Zaire. We are to consume breast milk.
Those things are man-made, and they don't help our colon, which is once we chew and swallow, it goes down out of the stomach into our colon, and our colon can't get rid of a lot of this stuff as fast as it needs to in order for it not to poison us or cause us any distress. So I agree with Zaire. We're supposed to eat naturally and healthy fish, fruit, greens, legumes, things like that. And that's all I have to say about that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Mama.
Bye. Sorry, we had a call. I hope
we had a call. I
her.
hope you heard her. She was agreeing with Zaire. She was stating that our bodies are not built to digest cow's milk, digest flesh, and what we are supposed to eat are what makes our bodies sort of alkaline or electric. I don't want to give false information. I don't want to give the wrong information.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to say is that even if you're not interested, I think you should take a look at the Dr. Sebi's Electric Alkaline Living, so that way you can get informed, because if nothing else, this information can help you to physically, mentally, emotionally, socially align yourself, so that way I don't give wrong information.
Also, certain conditions affect your colon and the areas that help you release waste. Like my sister is a diabetic. She takes acidophilus, which is an over-counter probiotic for gut health. Gut health is what Zaire is talking about. A clean gut, and taking lots of medication, which I do. And if you're diabetic, you do also, and other issues. If you take a lot of medication, that can also affect your gut health. So I too take probiotics. acidophilus. Acidophilus. It's over the counter. You can get that anywhere. And you know
what natural things can do that same thing?
Well, acidophilus. I don't know about natural, but acidophilus is a supplement that I and my sister and I take to prevent,
keep good health.
To keep good gut health, because yeast infections, is no joke, and you can't just get them from just not taking care of yourself. Medication and diabetes, other things can contribute to that. And who wants that extra problem? So Lord have mercy. I take my probiotics so I can have no drama, no flare-ups unnecessarily. Okay.
Zaire said every medicine has side effects and doesn't cure the effect of the other body systems. Right. So absolutely. It will fix one thing and break something else. He also said, think about our ancestors. They rarely got sick, and yet we are the sickest country on the earth. I wonder also, there's a correlation though. I think that this country is the sickest country because of
we have access.
Not just that, because we seem to think that we can't be broken. Sort of like when 9/11 happened, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody who has problems with has had loss in 9/11, but we didn't believe that we could be broken. Exactly. So you get the large sodas and the large burgers and the large this and the large that, and then you want to go and no disrespect again, but you want to go get what's that called, a gastric bypass, instead of actually taking care of your body. Okay. I'm not talking about people who needed it. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people who want a quick fix, so to speak. We tend to not want to do the work. And that's why I think this country is the sickest. We want to do, everything needs to come to us easily. I don't know if anybody ever seen the movie WALL-E, but because of that, because of the way that we are now, they wound up not even being able to walk. They had everything was on a little bed, and it came with them, and they were so chubby that when they couldn't even get off the thing to save their babies. They couldn't even walk or whatever. And I think that's where we're headed if we don't start to take care of our bodies in general, all around, mentally, right, physically, emotionally, socially, and spiritually.
It's so true, because I was experiencing chest pains early in my diagnosis with lupus, and I like a Pepsi every now and then. If you couldn't get me off my fizz for anything, my doctor said, "Well, how about you stop drinking soda and you wouldn't need more medicine?" I was like, "What? No." I was like, "No," but I had something called pleuritis, which is inflammation around the lung area, but the soda was just ripping it apart.
Oh my God!
But it wasn't until he said that I was like, "Oh, dang, I guess I got to give up the soda."
How has it been working?
I mean, it took a while, of course. This was 10 years ago. It took a while. I'm going to the 0-calorie stuff now. I still got to have my fizz.
What about just plain seltzer water?
It's no taste. I do the cherry. I do the cherry. The cherry sparkling water. That's what I can do. And what is it? The citrus one the Orangina, old school.
Okay.
I'm I don't know what that tap was, but I'm what?
Orangina, old school fizz.
I drink water, because if I drink anything else besides water, my body don't like it.
I have bad acid reflux.
Exactly. Right in here. I can't focus. I can't sit up. I can't lay down.
Not supposed to drink soda anyway, but sometimes I do have a craving for it. It's not good, but I have bad acid reflux, so that's what I gotta keep thinking about.
Yeah, I can't do it either. So there's 3 documentaries to watch. What the Health? Sugar Coated. I watch Sugar Coated and What's with Wheat. Okay, so those are the 3 documentaries you should watch. What the Health? Yeah. Sugar Coated, and What's with Wheat. Check those videos out, and they'll actually explain some of the things that we were talking about today in this video. We have to go. It's time to go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go.
We gotta go.
We're having a good conversation.
It's been a pleasure.
No, wait. Just wait. Just wait a minute. So again, if you are interested in taking care of yourself, 1, identify if you have a problem. Mentally, physically, emotionally, socially. Once you've identified that you've had a problem, Now, figure out what's the best course for you to fix the problem. If you're interested in changing your diet, try or at least pay attention and read the Dr. Sebi Electric Alkaline Living. They have a website and they also have a Facebook page. There's 3 different venues for it on Facebook, I believe. Also, the next thing is spring water. He says spring water, not purified water, is
Right,
good for
not
you.
purified.
You need the minerals. Yeah, you do. Also, if you have a mental health, if somebody's in your ear, including your own voice, saying to you, it's not going to be okay, go see somebody.
Touch out to somebody.
Somebody. Come. There's a phone number here, 908-360-5434. Call us anytime. Just tell us. So tell them about the soft hotline.
The warm, it's in the state of New
It's
Jersey, they have a warm line.
A warm line.
You can pull it up. I don't know. They don't have the actual yellow pages anymore, but you can do yellowpages.com or just warm line.
Warm line. So if you need help, please see somebody, seek somebody, speak to somebody.
Or-
Take care of you. You are the only you you're ever going to have. Take care of you. Mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, romantically. Take care of you. Okay? The last thing is, and it's always, if it is to be, it is up to me. I got to do it. I love y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you for everybody for your comments. Thank you everybody for coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, he shared the link with us. So before y'all go, you can grab the link in the comments and you can watch the videos. Thank you, Zaire. Love you.
Thank you, Diane.
Thank
We're gonna put you on
you.
payroll, even though we're not getting paid.
Thank
Hopefully
you so
you
much
can
for the
come in
help.
one. Where you live?
Yeah, I think he's still in Jersey. Maybe you can come in and discuss it with us and give us some more information one day. I know you're a busy guy, but it's your god sister, so please.
Thank you.
Love you guys. See you soon. Bye.
Oh, what